If you don't start your seeds at the right time in April, you don't just risk wasting your time, you also risk actually lowering your harvest. And people rarely talk about that. What you plant in April doesn't have so much to do with the calendar as it does to do with lining up biology and Mother Nature to work at the same pace. If you sync these two properly, then you will have an explosive amount of growth in your garden. Get it wrong, and you end up with weak plants, delayed harvest, and just overall lower yields. If you don't know who I am, hi, hello, my name is Ashley. I have a bachelor's of science in soil science, and I like to take said science applied to all things plants. And with that being said, and next week I actually have a bunch of videos coming out specific to soil science and your garden. So if you want to make sure you don't miss those, then you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. Over 50% of you have not hit that subscribe button. So if you think you're subscribed, just double check that you actually are, because that number seems relatively shocking to me. So if you checked out my video on 10 ways to actually troubleshoot why your seeds are not germinating, you know that seeds rely on very specific parameters in order to germinate. And when it comes to germinating indoors or starting things outdoors, these three things come down to photoperiod, meaning the length of light, the temperature, and then obviously the soil temp as well. If you start seeds in soil that is too cool, you actually end up with those laggy, sickly looking plants. If you plant seeds when the light is not adequate, you end up with these long, leggy, sickly looking plants. And so ultimately speaking, April isn't so much a time window to plant in as much as it is matching the correct biological process or factor to the seeds that you're trying to grow. So first, let's look at the long season crops that you can actually start in April. And what I mean by long season crops are crops that have a higher number of GDUs, growing degree units, or GDDs, growing degree days. And what that is accumulation of units to get the plant to the fruiting flowering stage. I will say it is pretty much last call for any sort of flowers, whether that's petunias, alyssum, lobelia, geraniums, that sort of thing. And by last call, I mean last call in this first portion of April. And then it is also last call for your peppers. That comes with sweet and hot peppers as well. You still have lots of time for tomatoes. Actually, the tomatoes are not going to be started for me literally this week. You also have eggplant, okra, fuzz, if you are going that route and you have the room to do so. Decorative castor bean plants, cabbage also is another one. Essentially anything on the package that says start 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. If you're looking at this at the end of April, then anything that actually says 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date would also be applicable in this case. You can start the ones that say 6 weeks before last frost date at the beginning of April, but I will warn you that you may end up with some overgrown plants. So you can also just hold off if you like as well. When it comes to mid-April starts, we can look at a lot of the leafy greens, particularly the leafy greens that can be planted outdoors a little bit early. The reason for this is because leafy greens are sensitive to two biological factors. They're sensitive to temperature, meaning they don't like too hot, but they also don't like too cold. And by too cold, I mean freezing. And by too hot, I mean usually anywhere over 25 degrees Celsius. Too hot causes bolting, and then obviously freezing causes freezing. The other factor that they're sensitive to is day length. They do well in lower hours of daylight length, meaning that is why they can also be put outside a little bit earlier and do just fine. So these crops, in my opinion, should be either sown indoors, or if your soil is malleable and movable, you could technically place them outside. This includes things like lettuce, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and bok choy. Let's look at the crops that actually do well in cooler soils. And by cooler soils, I mean soils that are around the 2 to 5 degrees Celsius range, which is pretty darn cold. These seeds do best and actually germinate best in those cooler soils, and they're also a great indicator to tell you exactly where your soil is at. Meaning once your soil is workable, you can put these in. You could also choose to just broadcast these on the soil surface and then simply place a layer of mulch or compost over top of them. These can include things like peas, radish, beets, carrots, arugula, and cilantro. Anything that is a root vegetable in particular tends to have a better root establishment and a hardier root establishment in cooler soils over warmer soils. So if you've ever struggled to grow carrots well, then the cooler soil actually may be the time in place to get these started. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, things like arugula, cilantro, and peas could actually be winter sown and then transplanted outdoors if you want to put a little bit of extra work on your plate. Now, there are several crops that you actually do not want to start in April, and I highly advise not starting in April. And that is simply because they rapidly expand, meaning they grow quickly either root or foliage wise, and or they are very sensitive to transplanting. These can include things like cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, and beans. Now, again, the exception to this is the loofah, which is technically a cucurbit, but because of the longer season that it needs and the fact that it is known to be a specialty and you kind of know you're getting yourself into a little bit of drama without growing a loofah in a cool climate, the exception of that one, this rule applies to all. I will say if you're growing like a specialty pumpkin that says 100 to 120 days, you're also going to want to have to start these indoors. And if you want to go this route, what I would do is I would put them into a compostable pot and a larger compostable pot that you do not have to disrupt the roots from, and you don't have to transplant them on and off too much, and or plant them outdoors in a cold frame as soon as the soil is workable. So April, oftentimes I like to look at it as not so much what can I plant, as much as I like to look at it as, is it biologically the right time to plant this plant, if you will? I'm looking at my forecast long term, and I'm looking at historical averages, if you will, and I am below historical averages for the next 3 weeks. Meaning we're headed in for a cool spring, and I've learned my lesson over the last 2 or 3 really cool springs. Things like zucchinis, cucumbers, peas, all of the seeds, all of them do not germinate well in cold soil. They usually just rot and don't end up germinating at all. So I'm not going to rush things at all. And it also causes a tremendous amount of transplant shock. So again, there's no rush to start my tomatoes or anything like that because they're not going to be able to be planted outside successfully anyways till much later in the season, I'm sure, because if it decides to stay cool like it did last year, then we're going to be in trouble. Last summer was incredibly cold here where I was, and it showed on a lot of my plants, flowers, fruits, all of them. And unfortunately, there's not too much we can do about that. The only thing we can do is try to give them the strongest start, if you will, earlier in the season via holding off on the start times. So let me know in the comments down below what you intend to start here in April, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.